You finally achieve the thing. The big thing. The thing you spent 3 years losing sleep over. You hold the trophy, or the degree, or the signed contract. You feel a surge of pride that lasts approximately 11 seconds. Then, a thought intrudes. A specific, nagging, poisonous thought. Yeah, but Sarah did this 2 years younger. Or, my brother makes double this. And just like that, the joy drains out of your body like water from a cracked bathtub. You aren't happy, you're calculating. You aren't present, you're ranking yourself on a leaderboard that doesn't exist. Spoiler alert, this isn't because you are ungrateful, and it is certainly not because you are jealous. It's not even low self-esteem, despite what every self-help guru has screamed at you from their Instagram reels. This is a physiological glitch. Your brain is actually doing something genius, but it's using an outdated operating system to do it. Let's pump the brakes on the guilt trip society has laid on you. The world loves to tell you that comparison is the thief of joy. They treat it like a bad habit you can just quit, like biting your nails or late-night snacking. They tell you to just stay in your lane or focus on your own journey. This is adorable, really. It implies that your constant scanning of the environment to see how you measure up is a conscious choice. It implies you are doing this on purpose to torture yourself. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Society created this monster and now shames you for feeding it. They put you in a cage match from the moment you were born, graded you on a curve, ranked you by percentiles, and compared your milestones to your siblings at the dinner table. And now they wonder why you can't just relax. You are not broken. You are just a high-performance machine that was programmed with the wrong metrics. To understand why you can't stop comparing yourself, we have to look at the brain's reward system, specifically the striatum, and how it processes dopamine. In a neurotypical brain, let's call them the golden retrievers of society, dopamine is released when they achieve a goal. They eat the cookie. They get the chemical hit. Simple. But for you, the wiring got crossed. You don't get dopamine from the achievement itself. You get it from the relative status of the achievement. Think of your dopamine receptors like a vending machine. For most people, they put in the work, the dollar bill, and they get the satisfaction, the Snickers bar. For you, the vending machine is rigged. You put in the dollar, but the machine scans the room first. If it sees someone else got a Snickers bar for 50 cents, it eats your dollar and gives you nothing. Your brain has switched from absolute value processing to relative value processing. You are physiologically incapable of feeling good about a win unless it is a win over someone else or a win compared to a standard. It's like trying to check the temperature, but your internal thermometer doesn't have degrees. It only has 2 settings, hotter than Tim or colder than Tim. It's exhausting, but biologically, it's not a flaw. It's a calibration error. But here's where it gets interesting. While this feels like a curse, this mechanism is actually a dormant superpower. You have accidentally developed a brain that is an elite pattern recognition engine. Because you spent your formative years constantly scanning for the gold standard, the sibling who behaved better, the cousin who got better grades, the neighbor who was more athletic. You trained your brain to analyze datasets with frightening speed. You are not insecure. You are a master of contextual analysis. You can walk into a room and instantly read the hierarchy, the social dynamics, and the hidden expectations within seconds. The math just works differently for you. While others are blindly fumbling through social interactions, you have already run a multivariate analysis of everyone in the room. Evolutionarily, this is brilliant. In a tribe, the person who knows exactly where they stand and exactly what is valued by the group is the one who survives. You aren't an anxious mess. You are the tribe's quality control officer. You spot the discrepancy between good and great before anyone else even puts their shoes on. Let's look at the origin of this code. This isn't random. This is likely the result of what we call contingent self-esteem, developed in childhood. When you were small, Love and safety often felt like a fluctuating currency, grounded in performance relative to others. "Why can't you be more like your brother?" wasn't just a sentence. It was a survival threat to your primitive brain. Your amygdala, think of it as the overly caffeinated security guard in your head, tagged being average as a life-threatening event. If being less than meant less love, then comparison became your safety strategy. You didn't compare to be petty, you compared to ensure you wouldn't be abandoned. Your brain learned that safety is found in the delta, the gap between you and the person next to you. If the gap is positive, you are safe. If the gap is negative, you are in danger. You became a data analyst of human behavior to keep your spot at the fire. So, what does this look like in your daily life? The consequences are weirdly specific. You probably have a habit of hate-checking the social media profiles of people you went to high school with, not because you care, but to calibrate your own life progress like a stock ticker. You likely struggle to start creative projects because you are already editing the final draft in your head against the greatest works of all time before you've even written a word. Your furniture is judging you. You walk into your own apartment and see it not as a home, but as a showroom that is failing to meet the standards of an invisible architectural digest photographer. You probably have an uncanny ability to deflect a compliment by immediately pointing out a flaw, because your brain rejects data that doesn't fit the not good enough algorithm. It's like having a firewall that blocks praise but lets criticism through at high speed. Here is your permission slip. You are allowed to fire the Olympic judge that lives in your frontal lobe. You do not need to be the best to be safe anymore. The tiger isn't coming for you just because you are in the middle of the pack. You are not broken. You are just wired to optimize, and you can retarget that optimization away from beating others and toward beating your own previous high score. Plot twist. The only data set that actually matters is you from yesterday. If this video just explained why you can't accept a compliment without a disclaimer, don't scroll. The next video explains why your perfectionism is actually just high-functioning procrastination in a trench coat.